Hextrojan, and welcome to Gaming Hexa. And in particular in this episode, it seems now I was foolish enough to enable oxygen. I think I'm going to have to prepare the couple of little ships that I have to be compatible with that whole oxygen system. So I'm going to need to put oxygen tanks, oxygen generators on them, or however I do that on with regards to the layout of the ship. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I might have to move cockpits forward a bit, put in the connectors, and it might just be a matter of putting in oxygen tanks, these bottles that you see that I've filled up in my oxygen tank on my station. You see these bottles, you put them in if they're empty. You can put them on your person as well, and when you go below 40% oxygen or 30%, it'll knock you up to about 48% oxygen again, but that's the whole bottle. So it'll be handy to carry a couple of them on you, just in case of an emergency. And in fact, I might do that as I'm recording now, so let's just quickly do that. I'll grab a couple of those. One, two. They don't take up too much space in your inventory. It's only brought me up to 468 on the volume. I can carry up to 4,000 litres worth of stuff, so that's not so bad. You'll notice that I'm not using any oxygen at the moment because my vent is keeping me nice and pressurised, but I'll show you what I mean with regards to these ships. Just make sure that hangar door is closed. Don't want to get the air sucked out and me to die on the spot. Right, this cockpit, I could push this cockpit forward, it's not a problem. It's going to be more of a problem with the miner, because with the miner I'll have to push the drills forward and everything else as well. One thing I did notice is that I'm going to need some nickel, because I was just topping up my ammunition supply there, and nickel was the thing that I was getting a bit scarce on. I think I do. I've marked some nickel up there, just over 140 meters from my current position. I'm going to put my helmet back on. Now I'll be surviving on my oxygen from... Oh, let's do the pirate. That's my dude right there. Right. I'll be relying on the oxygen in my suit, which is at 99.3%. I have the 2 extra bottles to top me up in case I run low. Because I don't have oxygen set up in my cockpit of any of my ships, it is my suit I am relying on. So I tell you what we will do first. Actually, if I can make up my mind, is put my jet back on. I'm going to turn off the gravity generator here, turn on the spherical one, and you'll finally see what I was talking about. My whole collection method that I'm going to start using for the ores that get away. So we'll do that quickly. Get some nickel, because we need it. Right, if I can find where I left my miner. There he is. Right. Rightio. See, it says there in the top left corner, oxygen none. Gravity no. That's not right. There should be gravity. What have I done? Let's see. We can access it via this panel here. Just type in grav quickly. Current input none. Maybe it's up too high, so let's bring that down a bit. It's on. There we go. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll bring it back up to about 280, and we'll bring this down until it kicks in. This one should be off. It is. 260, I'm assuming we'll do it. Rightio. We'll make our way up. Oh god, we'll try and do it without knocking the ship to pieces. And it's over there. So what I might do is just cut a hole through in a direct line. If I can get the gravity generator lined up behind me, so that should mean that the gravity generator is directly behind me now. Yeah. If I cut in a straight line towards the nickel, then it will have a direct funnel. I know that seems a bit of a waste. There. It will have a direct course back to the spherical generator, and you'll see what I mean now. Let's turn the lights on. We should be heading towards the nickel. We are. Now you notice the little bits of debris are heading back towards that gravity gen, which is perfect. Nickel's getting closer. We should be nearly on top of that nickel. Right, we've got to the other side. Let's have a look. So this should be nickel in front of us then. And we're getting nickel. Very good, and plenty of iron in the process, so we shall not complain. Good. I'm going to try and not go right through the asteroid, because that would be foolish. Keep an eye on our oxygen there at 67%. Right. There's... Why was it saying no gravity? Here. Do here is see if we can turn around and head back towards our generator. I'm using the arrow on the gravity indicator there on the left to line myself up, so it's directly below me, or in front of me even, so I should be heading in the right direction. There we go. My little orbiting debris. Let's see if I can get underneath it all. Let's see if I release this stuff now. One, that's going to fall on top of me, which we don't want. So we'll do that. And the stuff that comes out of the ejectors will go up towards that, so what I need to do first is come out. I forgot I'm going to have to keep my jetpack on until I get the gravity sorted out properly. So let's close the door behind us. And what we'll do quickly is I'll zoom out so you'll see this happening. So, right, I'll turn the spherical gravity generator off and turn the other one on. There we go. Then I can quickly, without wasting any time, then allow this to drop its resources into the collector. So and you'll see they've got plenty of resources in there. They're going to take their time to slowly empty out. And my next idea, which I'm going to be working on down here somewhere, I'll start working on a large ship, which will be our exploration ship with all the necessary energy and oxygen we need to get the job done, to do a bit of exploring. There's plenty of things out there, other stations that to be discovered, and ships just floating out there in the abyss that we haven't yet had a chance to do, because especially now that I have the oxygen switched on, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the bottom. Why is my thing switched off here? That might explain why I didn't have the full power I needed to get the full range. Oxygen refilled from bottles, you see, because I'm taking too long out here in my suit. Can I see the vent from here? No. Right, let's just close this door then and get... I don't like this gap in the door. I'm wondering if that's letting oxygen through. The door's not closing properly. Go take this off. So we got the oxygen from the room. Lovely. Very good. And we get some power while we're here as well. I'm not sure what to work on first. I might have a look at the fighter and see what I can do to have some oxygen up and running. Let me go to the assembler. I want it to be empty. Good. Let's drop these few little silly bits of iron and nickel so they get pulled across to the refinery. Right. I guess we'll just have to look, won't we? I don't think it will be too hard to sort this out. There is, I believe, 3 cargo containers. Let's double check that. Gatling, camera. Connector, gyroscopes. We're looking at the ones in white for the ship. Remote control, rocket launcher 1, rocket launcher 2, thrusters. Right. 1, 2 cargo containers and 1, 2, 3, 4 reactors. That's what we're meant to look at. No output. Why is that? It has no flaming. Let's move 50 across. That's why we didn't have the power we needed. Now we have double the power. I was wondering why I needed to change the settings on the GravGen. Obviously I had half the power I thought I did. Now I have twice the output, so we should be okay for now, until I get a large reactor up and running anyway. So let's see this then. What we need is oxygen stuff. There they are. Right, small ship for both of them. So let's just get those in there and see what they look like. Right, that is the oxygen tank that we need to put onto a small ship. I don't know how that's going to work. Let me see its connections. 2 small ones. So that's probably what's going to have to go onto the cockpit. And then a large one. Now let me see the generator itself. Right, that makes more sense. That's better. Right, I have a feeling I know how this is going to work. We need to remove the cockpit for now. Those Gatling turrets may have worked out pretty well for us, because they do connect to the rest of the setup. Yeah, I think that was lucky. If I put a conveyor there and a conveyor there, it should slot right up. Stack the oxygen tank and the oxygen generator on top of each other. But I do not have to have the oxygen generator. That's only if I want to use ice and produce oxygen as I need it. But I think that's the best way to go for the longevity of going on longer missions, going out scouting. I can use this as a drone as well. I don't have to actually leave the station. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to build the materials I need for those 2 items and for 2 conveyors, and we're going to see how that works. I could probably actually do it from here. Let me see. Yeah, I can. So production, everything I need will end up in the assembler. Small blocks. Alright, enough for 2 small conveyors. we go. And oxygen generator is, where are you, son? Where are you? I know you're in here somewhere. Oh, don't do this to me. What are you? There you are. One of those. And one. Oh, not enough silicon. I'm sure there's silicon somewhere. Yeah, there is. Good. One of those. Now by the time... Can I draw them from where they are? I wonder. Assembler. No. The connections on the ship are too small to pull some of these items through. I'm going to go over to my cargo container. I'm going to get all that's in the assembler. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be everything I need. Oh, while I'm here, if I drop these into this cargo container, they'll move across to either the oxygen generator or the oxygen tank, and they will auto fill. And while they're filling, and they're probably already full, where did they go to? They must have went to the generator. That. I'll tell you what I'm going to do also. So I'm going to get some ice. There it is. I think we're leaking oxygen somewhere because this used a lot of ice. I need to go out and find some ice. Let's take 500 ice. Can I hold it? Yes, I can. That's what we're going to put into our ship. Now, if all goes well, this should work. I don't even know if this cockpit has the 2 connections on the back. Let's see. It doesn't. I'll have to use a different cockpit. I think, don't quote me on this, that the Azimuth cockpit has been updated recently to have the connections on the back to support the oxygen. So let's do this. Right. Let me get it on the same page as my oxygen generator. Here, this is where we're going to put the conveyor. Small conveyor. There. And go there. And obviously we'll put the Azimuth cockpit as well. It may look a bit funky because the ship wasn't designed with this cockpit in mind. It may mean I might change the location of the missile launchers to be underneath the cockpit or something like that, just to make it look it might make it slimmer actually, so it might be good for the whole aesthetic of the ship, but we'll see. So I believe one there, and sorry, this is going to bug me unless I do this now. We want it to be black. To colour the whole bloody ship now, because it's a different shade of black to what I've been using. There we go. Right, now we want what first, the generator or the tank? I think the tank. Yeah, I think the tank first, so 5. That is probably not going on because I'm trying to place it on a block that's not there, you see. So there's a quick fix for that. What you do is you get a block. So one here, put it there. I'll come back for that. And then if I place the tank on that now, there you go, works. So let me just check that it's going to be a fairly longer ship now than what it was previously. That's okay. We're going to take that away. Actually, I might leave that just for the sake of it being sturdy. Probably means I'm going to be one steel plate short somewhere. And now you'll notice that I don't know if we'll have room, or I might have to make my thing larger here. So we'll get the generator. Right, see, I want to put a large connector to a large connector, then I have the two small connectors for the cockpit. Now while I'm here, what I'm going to do is, there must be somewhere where I can do this now. Can I access it? There we go. If I go OK, and the ice that's in my inventory, I will put it, I need OXY for oxygen, oxygen tank, oxygen generator. If I do that, now I don't know where that went. Did that go back to the other oxygen generator? And all the ice has gone from that one as well. So I wonder, am I out of ice? That may have been a bad idea. Didn't go there. I don't know where my ice went. Oh, screw it. Sharon? What do I need that I'm missing? Nothing. I'm too long. That's not something you hear every day. Yeah, I'm touching the thing there. Must be another cockpit I can use then. Oh, do I have to? I'm gonna have to go with a shiny friggin' vanilla cockpit, aren't I? Let me see the connections on this. Oh, there and there. Good. That's what I'm gonna have to do then. I know it looks silly for now. I'll work on that. What I might do is take... Well, let me see something first. Is there oxygen in here? Oh, no oxygen. Why is there no oxygen? There's oxygen here. But what is it? There's none over here. That doesn't make sense. What was that about? Oh, near the door. There's a volume there in that little gap where there is no oxygen. That's handy to know. Let's say the invisible box that is around those squares. Let's see if there's oxygen in here. And there is oxygen in here. So that must mean that our generator is working. So, but it doesn't say here that the tank is filling up. There's no indication of it on the thing there. So let's do this. Let's empty out this. Take these rockets. Not called rockets, are they? Missiles. So MISS. These out. Oh, it's on the other side, isn't it? It's not connected to anything, you see. I'm only taking them out because when I cut into them, they are going to drop whatever they're holding on the floor, so that just makes more sense to do it like that. Well, this makes our design a bit slimmer anyway. Right, make sure nothing's damaged. Oh, something's damaged. And we'll put the rockets. There I go again. Underslung. Now these are called rockets then, are they? Yeah, here it is. Hold on a roly mo. Now that I've got a connection running through to the cockpit with a large connector on it, I can use the reloadable rocket. I could use that as well. Let's use that for now, the vanilla one. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, we like that. I don't care if I need extra bits for it. It's in the wrong place anyway. Needs to be there. 6. I don't want it for the station. I want it on there. You go down. There. Let me see. Whoopsie. Right, I need small steel tubes. I'm just going to build the whole lot that I need for it. And collect all of it. And then whatever I'm left with, I'll just leave in my cargo containers on the ship. So, production. Small blocks. We want the reloadable rocket. There, one of those. Tank is getting low. I wonder if I've got air escaping somewhere. I must do. Anyway, assemble up. There we go. That should be everything I need to make that bit of kit. Ah, for some reason it didn't make everything. I obviously didn't give it enough time. There we go. My bad, impatience. Do you know what I didn't check? Don't worry, I'll be coming for you. Hopefully I don't die in the process. Was if they do exist on both sides. Okay, that's just me trying to be extra careful. Alright, let's try and do this without dying too much. Right. I could put the missiles into there, but I'm going to see if I can put them in from back here. Right, here we are. No. No. So that's something obviously I'm going to have to work on as well. It obviously needs a large connection all the way through, which with this current design is not going to work, I'm afraid. Just have to put them straight in the bottom here. Hopefully it can hold 40. It can only hold 40. Awesome. There for now. Right, and we have a ship that's ready. It should operate more or less the same way. I'm worried that it doesn't look real sturdy enough in here. In here. Just for now. To put my mind at ease. Just because the last thing I want is for the front half of the ship to come away. And obviously now I'm going to have to set up these again, which is G. The groups, we want the hangar doors over here, and we want them to toggle open closed like that, and we don't have them anymore. Still don't know why they're showing up. We want this. No, I tell you what, we'll do it this way. This one and that one. Hopefully my Gatlings can shoot past the side of the cockpit. There is a risk that I may fly through my own fire. However, we'll jump that hurdle when we come to it. I am still with my helmet off, so that means that there definitely is oxygen inside the cockpit, which is good. We'll close this. I'm worried that them gaps are causing me a problem. We need to find ice. Mark the location down. With this, we can stay out longer with this ship. So that's what we'll do, and then we'll come back with the miner. One way to make sure we don't leak any more oxygen. Just because I'm a bit concerned about that. See? Closed now. Time for the cool effect. It actually still looks kind of cool, the ship. I'm quite pleased with that. It looks a bit blocky at the front, but we can do something to fix that. Right, in the meantime, we're going off and we're looking for ice. We need ice. So guys, I'm going to leave it there for now for this episode, and that was a bit long spent on just fixing up a ship, but at least now you know how to put together the whole oxygen system on a small ship. Hopefully next episode when I come back I would have found some ice and we're going to go and get it. But thanks for watching anyway guys, I hope you liked. If you liked, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.